Alright, welcome back everyone. So I just want to thank everyone up to now for subscribing and supporting the channel. I have yesterday's and today's trades I'm going to recap. And one thing I'm learning, and I keep telling myself this, is don't go against the overall trend because it's tough. Once you see the overall trend forming, try to go with the trend. I mean, you're going to have buying and selling going on, but overall it's tough going against the trend, and I find myself doing that a lot. So yesterday I had 3 trades. I had 2 trades today, but it is a slow climb back out of Monday's loss when the platform glitched on me and I took that $50 loss. Still trying to recover from that, but I think I'm doing alright for the week up till now. So yesterday was a break-even day for me, even though I had 3 trades, which isn't horrible because it's better than taking a loss. But I was up, then I was down, and then the third trade I basically broke even. I think I was down like under $1. So we'll just call that break even. So here's yesterday's trades up. And I basically fast forwarded. So I mean, I could start back here. I did start the recording right when the market opened. And this is Apple, of course. And ever since Monday, the platform's been fine. I haven't had any issues. But the strategy I like to play is any breakout below or above like a key level that I put out for like a trend line, or a key indicator over a moving average, like a push up, something like that. Basically a breakout. And scalping, of course, just trying to get quick in and out. So here's the opening yesterday, and it's very up and down, very choppy. I'm not looking to get into anything yet. On the 5-minute, the 115.50 is Monday's closing price. So I'm just waiting and seeing what happens. And that's a false, look at this. So this is showing a lot of momentum up. I mean, if you were to buy in this, you just get faked out on the 1-minute. Because this thing ends up just turning around yesterday. And this is good for me because I want the price to get down to one of these trend lines, either down or up. So this thing is just in a hard downtrend. Look at this. So I'm looking, so because it broke yesterday's closing price, my idea yesterday was to buy a push back over yesterday's closing price, the 115.50. So I don't want to use my whole position yesterday, so I was looking at 5 contracts. Around $100, it'd be like $500. So I get in right there for the break back above. And I'm in it. I'm just waiting. Some good momentum up. I like looking back at these videos because I'm realizing that I like to hold these longer than I should. Like I should have just took quick profit at the top of this candle, but I like to wait for the next candle to open. And that's right now. So right there, I should have sold on that quick blip up. It's just holding too long. If it's holding long like this, So because I see a little red, I decide to sell. And I end up making just under $10 on that trade, which isn't great, but it is profit. But this is a kind of trading that I like doing, so the profit's not going to be much, and it's going to be fast, unless it's like really ripping up and I can catch like a big push. And good thing I got out right there. So this overall trend is down, is selling off. So I should have bought puts, but I bought a call right there. So again, even though, so now this broke back down, so it's not holding yesterday's close. So the second trade I get in, look at this thing, it's just the 5 minute, it's all red candles. So I'm like, man, this thing is pretty extended downward. I mean, how much red can there be before it goes green? So now I see green on the 1 minute. I don't get in right here though. So I should have got in the puts here. So I end up getting in here. Look at all of the moving averages. They're all trending downward. So this thing could bounce off of the 9 moving average. That's, I mean, I don't know what I was thinking. Just because of 2 green candles, I decided to rush into this trade. And it ends up, I mean, this red, I'm looking for the next, I'm looking for a reversal right now, but I just can't take profit at $2.50 for some reason. Even $10, I should have just sold it right there. I don't know why I was holding out. Cause look, it just can't hold. And on the time and sales, there was a lot of red coming through for orders that went through. So at this point, I'm like, man, this thing's not turning around to where I got in at. Definitely gonna take a loss right here. So I just took the loss before I ended up getting myself deeper into a hole. So I just gave back my profits. So it's not that bad. I'm down $1.77. I have enough to get into one more contract, and I forgot if I buy a call or a put. So I'm getting into another call because I think that's going to break above the 9MA, but it's not what you think. I'm trying to force trends to happen in my mind, and it just doesn't work that way. So this thing does end up turning back around because I paused and came back. It was only one contract, so I had a little time to just let it ride out. So it does end up breaking above the 9 moving average. It's just holding there, so I sold. Once the next candle opened red, I sold I made $1 on that, so I ended up breaking even yesterday. I was gonna upload this video, but I just couldn't find the time to upload it. So that's why there wasn't a video yesterday. So there you go. Yesterday was a break-even day. I lost under $1. And then here's today's trade. So today's trade, I have a bunch of levels I marked out. The 114.81 is the pre-market high. The 113.17 is yesterday's closing price. And then I have some other indicators that are way up above 115. I'm sorry, trend lines that I marked out that are way above. They're like around 116. Or maybe even higher. That might have been yesterday's high. There were two high of maybe yesterday and the day before. I just don't erase my trend lines. I just make new ones and keep the old ones there. But then I just have to go back and see exactly what those trend lines were. But right now I'm just focused on the 114.81. Here you go. I'm zooming out. So on the 5-minute, the 114.81, like I said, is a pre-market high. So I'd like to get into a break above that, just for a quick scalp or a breakout trade. As long as it could hold above that. My buying power is 725, so I can get into 7 contracts and I would still have a little bit of money left. So it's just testing that level. But I would need it to open above that. So I'm just waiting. So all these trades that I do make are all relative to your account size. Like I really have a hard time scalping and making over $50 a trade when I have like 7 or 5 to 10 contracts because of my account size. But if you were to say have a $5,000 account and you bought 20 contracts, then you have to multiply 20 by whatever the difference is. So the trades are good. Like I'm making, around 5%. So here's where I end up. And I think 5% in a day is considered pretty good for your account size. So I ended up getting in there, and I did chase it because I didn't wait for the second candle to open. And we're right near the 115, so the whole dollar, 114.99. So now I need a break above 115. So this is a risky trade I took. I FOMO'd it. I did rush into it because of the push up so hard. I thought it was going to break 115. On the level 2, there was a lot of there was a wall at 115, which it did turn around at, but it's showing a lot of green on the time and sales, so there's a lot of buying going on. Just testing that one. It's like hovering right above that 115. I'm break even at this point, and I'm just gonna get out with the full amount. I'm not gonna scale out of the position. I just want to get in and get out and be done with the trade. So there's a break of 115. So now this candle's halfway through. Like, man, this is really coming through really nice. But I better lock in these profits. But this is a really nice candle. There's no bottom wick. So it's a very bullish candle. And here again, I just subconsciously, it's hard to hit the sell button. But you know what? Because that was taking some time to really push through, I decided to sell it. How that second candle opened, it didn't open and then push up. It opened, it showed red, it made a tail. So then I decided to hit the sell. So 33.77 I made on that trade, which is pretty good. It's like a 1 or 2 minute trade. I still have some buying power, and I saw the SPY on my phone was looking like it was going to have a really good setup, a crossover setup, the 9 crossing over VWAP. It's already got some nice momentum upward. And these contracts are cheap. They expire October 7th, which is today. So I have like $40 something left that I could play around with. So I'm looking at the 342 calls. They're like around $20 a piece. So I can get into 2 of those. And look at this. Here's the VWAP and here's the 9 moving average, the 9MA coming up. If this crosses over, that's a good entry right there. Even if this holds above VWAP. So it's like a crossover strategy, I guess it's called. It's coming up right for it. Even on the 5-minute chart, it's looking really good. It's holding a VWAP. But this is a really extended candle right here. Super bullish candle right here. So because it held, So I ended up putting my order in right there at 21. The bid and the ask were both at 21. So I was going to get filled regardless. So there I got filled. Already have my market to sell. Both contracts. And like I said, even if this thing pulls back, I'm only in 2 contracts. And I'm already up 30 something dollars. Yeah, I don't want to give any of that back, but you know, I could afford to hold this a little longer than the Apple trade. And this setup, like I said, like Emotional Trader says, this is a A1 setup. And if you're not subscribed to him, go check his channel out. He trades a small account just like me. But yeah, I'm just holding through this candle. I would really need to see a strong push down before I sell this, just because of how the moving averages are about to cross over each other. And let me know if you guys do this with your mouse, where you like hover it over the price and try to freaking push the price up with your mouse. So I ended up pausing because I had to run away from the computer for a second, and I came right back, and it did end up turning around. And just like I thought, ended up perfect setup. Although I should have gotten in, you know, for the pushback over VWAP. But these contracts don't want to move though. I got in around here somewhere, and we're above where I got in, and my average is 21, and the contracts right now are at 20. I can sell them for 20. So I'm still down $1. But like I said, this is a good setup. And the 9 moving average had crossed over, but now it's starting to kind of flatten out. So I'm like, man, I think I want to get out of this as soon as I can. If it does turn and go below the VWAP, then I would get out. But I'm kind of far away from that. Other than that, I really have nothing else to work off of. I'm watching the level 2, but with the SPY, it's really hard to read. And there's a nice push. So I sell it right there. There's that little push I was looking for. And I made a few dollars off that, but the price ends up changing. I was at 40.59. But then when I actually check it, it's like at 38.59. Then it changes again to 37.40. I had to make sure I was out of the position. I'm like, man, if anyone knows, why does Webull do that? So my order was already, so my position was already closed. So I had one price here. Says I'm up 40.59 for the day. Then I double check it. It says I'm up 38.59 for the day. Then I check it again. It says I'm up 37.40. Like, I don't know what that's all about. If Webull's like pinching money or something, I don't know. But it's a $3 difference. I mean, that's what I made on second trade. So how does that even work out? I think I made $6 on second trade. But let's look at my metrics for like the week, the month. And good thing I got out. So on the week, I'm still down $5. Still down $5 because of this stupid SPY trade I got stuck into on Monday. Freaking still pissed about that, but it is what it is. But it's Wednesday, so I could still recover from this and be up for the week. For the month, I'm still up 87.79, and I made 135 this month so far on Apple. And here's my fills. So this was a 2-minute trade, and this was a 5-minute trade, which is kind of the very tip of the iceberg for how long I want to be in one of these scalps. I mean, 5 minutes at the most. I've been caught in these things for a half hour. But I have to stop doing that. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for today. Hope everyone's making the profits today trading. Thanks for all the new subscribers. Comment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Hopefully I can answer the best of my ability. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe, please. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.